Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Plague. Okay, never mind. Girol, you take this one. I'm having technical difficulties.
Okay, well, while Uncooked is having a swing out his technical difficulties, I'll be running you through down this game. So, of course, welcome to Happy League. My name is Girol. Alongside me is my duo Uncooked, who's currently having technical issues. And today we'll be covering the game Plague versus Legion. Legion on Oregon, or as we like to call it here on the desk, Borrigan. Yeah, so looking at the ban phase, we got Thatcher, obvious, simple, very, very predictable, to say the least. Rather predictable doesn't even begin to describe how obvious that ban is. But we do have a thinker, which is interesting. An operator that's obviously had a huge impact on the meta, and her pick rate has just skyrocketed with all the different things that she can do now. So she'll be off the board. Defenders won't have to worry about her. Last two bans will be a Malusi and a Mirror. The Mirror makes sense, especially on positions like you can put one near storage into the little corner in blue where smoke might be sitting, or if the smoke is indeed sitting there, you'd probably place it in closet looking into blue, or round not closet, what's it called? It's called like box, because closet is the one near laundry, right?
That was a massive rule. I have no idea what you're saying.
No, because
anyway, my mic's back. Okay. Hey.
Yeah. No, but so you see blue, right? In the basement.
Yeah, E-box you're talking about.
Yeah, E-box, there we go. Yeah, so you got E-box and E-box.
Faster, guys, don't worry.
Yeah. Man, I gotta run.
Oregon calls, bro.
Yeah, it's because it's Oregon. Gotta get it right. And because it's Oregon, that's why I don't know my calls.
Yeah. Either way, I did just want to talk about, obviously, Legion, they have some very interesting, like you mentioned, very peculiar, I think is probably a better word, operator bans, the Thinker and the Malusi. Now, like you mentioned, how useful Thinker is, I think that teams can honestly shy away from Thatcher bans now. Considering how attacker-focused the game is now anyway, having a Thatcher does not really affect teams that much, and honestly, a lot of the time we don't even see teams bring the Thatcher when he's unbanned, because they know how to play around it. The other thing is, Thinker is probably one of the most impactful bans you can have, because it forces, your entry fraggers to play either a Yana, which wouldn't be a bad choice except no LMG, or an Ash, which, considering the recoil on SVR4C, you'd have to play with a G36, which again, it isn't the most ideal weapon because it doesn't really deal that much damage. It looks like Fancy, I don't know whether they played the Thinker usually, but they are definitely on this Ash. A very quick breach of the closet wall. The ace charges of Miner are going to be popping off, and that's actually going to lead to Lex getting killed. A Torsu, not too sure where that was, but is able to get that final kill, but it was actually the down from Miner. There, as you can see them credited with the kill, but Atosuru, I'm never going to get that name right, also taking a hefty amount of damage again inside of that master bedroom.
Yeah, Kano, you saw him be real aggressive. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to find anyone quite in that moment particularly. But stream froze. Oh heck! Wait, just a second. Sorry.
Okay, so half the round is now gone, and we still don't actually have that much ingress. Actually, as I say that, Fancy, he's pushed in to the attic on this Ash operator, but the vertical is being watched. I'm not too sure who that is down below.
Okay, we should be good.
Has managed to sneak past, taking rid of some of that utility on the way, and just sending free fires through. And he's just going to brazenly rush onto the site now. Is he going to be aware of anything? No, Changa is able to take him down. The M590 is such a powerful weapon in those short-range engagements, and reloading the SMG-11 as well. smoke canisters come out, and it's FaZe actually looking to go for a little bit of a retake, maybe? He's on the white stairs, but they know where he is. FaZe actually is able to take down Miller, but
wow.
they don't know. And now Peace, he's got to try and salvage it along with Atasuru, but Atasuru is down in the smoke, and now it's just 1 versus 3 for Peace. He's got to try and do this all on his lonesome. 35 seconds left, it's still certainly doable, but the diffuser is also lost in no man's land in the middle of the site. Just got to try and hold these angles. It's not going to look very possible right now, as you can see shots coming in from every single angle.
Cores will definitely play a major factor this late into the game, but so will those smoke canisters. I think that's either the second to last one or the last one coming out. 15 seconds with 3 players to find. Whatever will Peace do? Will he die or at least get one? It's going to be the first option.
Yeah, I mean, Plague, they did very well at holding off that push because it came hard and it came fast, and
definitely,
especially losing that opening pick as well, it's very, very difficult in that situation, especially on that top floor. You can get so constricted when you're a defender, but Changa really just making the space, and Fancy maybe just got a little bit too aggressive and going for the plant as well. FaZe was able to shut that down so perfectly, and it all just sort of fell apart for Legion. So Plague, they can't go to that top floor site again because obviously they won it. So they're going to head down to the basement, and this is where we're going to see probably an extension into Blue Bunker, I would assume. As well as that, I would say maybe, yeah, that's a definite. But are we going to see an upstairs extension or an upstairs hold? Because that's always the bigger question on these defenses: is the team going to hold upstairs? And right now, it looks like they might have some presence, but it doesn't look like much. Maybe they're just reinforcing hatches, who knows?
Yeah, these kind of extensions into like upper floors, not only on Oregon, but on different maps as well, definitely seems to be a lot more commonplace now in Tier 4. Maybe it's not sort of like a full-fledged all-round, okay, everyone kind of knows to extend. It's kind of slowly seeping into some team strategy books, and it does show in some matches, but right now not so much in this one. It's more of a just kind of presence, see if we can waste any time, see if we can pick anyone off, and just hope for the best.
Yeah, Legion, they're definitely very aggressive and very hard site pushes. They've already established themselves inside of the bunker area outside. They're looking to push into blue. Parsifal, he's aggressive up in the corner, but not going to be able to find anything or be found, so it's a mute engagement. 5 versus 5 still as FaZe and Fancy exchange a little bit of damage. Elsewhere on the map, inside the freezer actually, and Changa, he's pushed up really, really close on blue. Is he going to be able to find the head? No, just not able to find it. And actually, FaZe is able to get that kill. Hello! And it's another good start for Plague. Miller is taken down as well by Parsifal. And again, Legion just not able to really get anything on the board right now.
Yeah. Peace and FaZe here might actually butt heads soon enough, and he does actually. No, he gets killed himself. FaZe is doing such a good job repelling attackers off of this freezer position, and Almina and Natosuru will have to have a very quick and sporadic change of plans. The Rotero will go in, maybe more so for a recon reasons than destructive ones, but that's going to have to pop eventually as he finds the netting of the barbed wire. 5 players to find amongst these 2 players of Legion. Will they be able to do it? It looks like they're going to go for some kind of split push, which can, situationally speaking, it can be a good way to, try and bring the round back into your favor, but we'll just have to wait and see on how they execute.
Yeah, this still got 60 seconds to do it with as well. It's definitely still possible. But Changa, he's been an absolute tear, and it doesn't really look that likely right now. He's got the SMG-11 now, which is an interesting choice considering how close he's playing. And there we go, smoke is popped, and he...
Oh, wow!
Atasuru, hello?
Oh my god!
3 massive kills from Atasuru out of nowhere, and now it's 2 versus 2. I don't believe it, Kuba. It's just all happening right now inside of Pillar, and it's up to Lex to try and stop this, and he does. C4 comes out, and now Minor 1 versus 2. Is he able to do it? Shot from Freezer, and no, FaZe is able to stint that push. Oh my god, that was very, very close.
Atasuru, my goodness, just taking advantage of this sort of almost break period in the minds of the Plague players. It's just wow. I'm still trying to figure out what went wrong there. Was it? Man, well, not every day you get to see those. That's for sure.
But the depressing thing is, Atasuru popped off massively, had a massive play. How did the round end?
In Plague's favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be
heartbreaking.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, 2 successful defenses for Plague.
Yeah, but I think, like, you know, as we mentioned, it is kind of crushing, you know, to see yourself pop off, then die hoping your teammate clutches it, but he doesn't. But I think as a player, I think it's kind of your responsibility to just kind of get past that and try not and try to how am I trying to say this? Not let that haunt you. Yeah. Not don't let it affect you for the rest of the round, and that's definitely what kind of or that's what I hope Atsuru will go into the rest of these rounds like.
Yeah, if he has that fragging capability, you know, for the rest of this game, it's going to be a hard-fought one for Plague even if they win it. That's the thing. You know, he's had that one massive round, and then the rest of the team have 2 kills between them. So they do have to kind of step up. It can't all be Atasuru doing the work. And I'm just going to quickly touch on something, Kuba. I hope you don't mind. I hope, you know, we're going to the meeting kitchen site, which is interesting because in Europe we tend to see kitchen dining be the selected tertiary site for Oregon, whereas this meeting site is tending to be. You tend to see it more in the NA region. You tend to see it more North America. So I think maybe there's at least a little bit of influence from there. Obviously, we saw NA teams do pretty well at the 6 Invitational quite recently, and EU teams not so much. So maybe there's something being pulled from there.
Pretty interesting that you call, you know, winning the whole damn tournament pretty good, but okay.
I'm not talking about just one team. I'm talking about the region as a whole.
Well, yeah, but I mean, technically, well, okay, yeah. Okay, fine. I get where you're coming from. Specifically speaking, yeah.
Because SI 2022, and I didn't play that well. PlayStation 1, possible. Hello. Miller's downed as well, actually, outside. I think that's FaZe that was able to get that. Atasuru, he's still continuing that fragging streak. He's able to take down FaZe before he's able to pick that up, and Revive comes in. That's another thing that Finker can do, can remotely revive teammates that are injured. So, and also gets the HP back up as well. So that's another good reason for her being taken off the board. Although, Legion, they might just regret that decision because they are not looking great on these attacks. But Atasuru he's found another kill. Lex gets taken down, and he's another 3K. Parsifal goes down, Nade comes in from Miller, and now it's just, again, 1 versus 4. This does not look doable. Legion, they're going to get this first round. Although Peace with a team kill, that's not great, but still. Doesn't happen, doesn't matter. Legion, they found their first on the board, and Atasuru again takes the entire team as his backpack inside of this round.
Man, Atasuru just going into this round like as if round 2 never happened. Round 2 felt clutch. What? Let me just you know pick like what 3 more people and let my team.
Oh, you want to see a 3K? I'll give you a 3K.
Exactly. And that's Siri going on that Nomad again. Pretty wise choice. Kids dorms and dorms main hall. That's where we'll be going next. Looking at the defensive lineup. Yeah, obviously you have that Chang on the smoke, who's going to be pretty much the same essentially. But yeah, just to comment, I guess, like what could wait, what am I trying to say? I don't know. Yeah, okay, I need to wake up. Sorry about that.
Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, like you say, kids and dorms main hall, this is the site that we're in. It's all falling apart. It's a catastrophe. Hold on. Beep, boop, boop, reset. Right. Okay, so we're here. I think they need to get the site set up earlier because it's just still so slow. You saw Kane, he was still placing his Vulcans down inside of round 1 when the breach was being opened nearly 45
very
seconds
risky.
into the action phase. It needs to happen quicker for this team because they're just going to get rushed like they did before. I mean, it still didn't play out in Legion's favor, but I'd say that was very, very lucky. That was down to FaZe being a pillar, and same with Chang'e as well, just really holding them off where they thought they could. But, well, Fancy's found the opener. That's going to be their first kill of the game, and that's taking down that star player, like we mentioned, Fazo. Gets taken down as he's trying to rotate into that basement. So, good start for Legion. Obviously, they found the opening pick in the last kid's defense/attack, I suppose you could call it, and they still didn't come out with the round, but that star player is gone. Atasuri, he's still on a tear. Particle again getting taken down by that player, by the Nomad, and it's just... Legion, they're activated now, I think.
Questionable pop of the Vulcan there from Kane. I'm not quite sure what he was trying to accomplish there since they weren't quite there. Kane, though, he's actually going to grab one.
I think it was on the wall. I think it was on the wall and they Maverick torched it.
Yeah, but like, what would have... That wouldn't have done much, because like they're not... Like, the wall isn't breached. They're still like behind the wall. That can't... The fire can't go through the hole.
No, but they had the Maverick torch. So like when the Maverick torch touched it, was that a teammate being downed by a grenade? I think that was a teammate being downed by a grenade, and that's actually Atasuri that's been taken out as well. Peace is falling as well, and now it's 2 versus 2 again. Legion, they just don't seem very capable right now of attacking. Fancy's actually injured, so Miner's sort of in a 1 versus 2 situation. He knows the position of 1, but there's going to be pre-fires either way, and nothing's going to come of that. 70 seconds left now. He's got a lot to do. He can't really revive Fancy right now either.
Nope.
Fancy's just acting sort of like a drone, I suppose, but not any longer. Chang'e locks that one out. 1 minute left to go. The Miner, he's just spraying around. There's not much he can do. He's just hoping that he catches something. And, well, the only thing he's going to catch is shotgun shots to the face. Plague, they get their 4th round. No, 3rd round. It's round 4. It's, again, just... You don't have much happening for Legion apart from Atasuru.
Yeah, it's definitely... Atasuru is definitely kind of... Well, I hate to use the word carry, but, you know, he's definitely contributing a lot round in, round out currently.
Don't say. Understatement of the year.
But it's just, I don't know, I think whoever's the in-game leader, either Atasuru or someone, has to kind of, you know, rally these boys. And because, like, I don't think they have... I think they're kind of just making it up as they go, which, I mean, on the attack, you kind of do have to do that, but generally there is some kind of general strat in mind. Like, okay, say right now they're playing in basement. You should have an attacking basement strategy, and considering, you know, you also have to take in the meta and, like, what operators then use, and you can actually come up with a, you know, pretty solid strat that you don't necessarily have to make up on the fly. Sure, you can make some adjustments here and there depending on the operator picks and how exactly they're going to set up the utility, because that varies from team to team, of course. But generally, you know, if they're on a particular site, you should have some sort of plan of action.
That has got to be the most British thing I've ever heard you say. They got to set up the meta.
Did I really say like that?
Yeah. Bro, I know you live in London, but Jesus Christ, you're just taking it a step too far.
Okay, anyway, fine, fair enough.
Legion, they're looking for their 3rd round. They can still equal up this half 3-on-3, which would not be the worst option, I don't think. Obviously, we're going through a meta shift right now. I think that's pretty fair to say. So, is a 4-2-half good for the defense? Who knows?
Fine, uncooked. I'll say meta from now on. Oh, just for you.
You're still on that, are you? Okay.
Huh?
Well. Anyway, yeah. I think Oregon, it has been touted as the most evenly sided map out of all of the competitive map pool right now, and I hear a kill, and that's actually Kane onto Atasuru. that's not ideal for Legion. He's been sort of like the tip of the spear, so to speak, for this team. So again, it's not going well in FaZe. He's just adding insult to injury. Miller goes down, and that's your flank watch gone. That's a Jackal, which, you know, pushing in like that is quite risky. FaZe, he's still aware of another player, I think. I think he's still aware of Peace inside of Laundry. He's just watching the door, actually. He might not know. We know FaZe, though. His reactions are definitely going to be quick enough, and actually Lex comes down on this flank, where he has shot out the drone, so he's going to be known. Now Peace's position is known as well. Taking a very slow peek round, he's going to get taken down by that Jaeger player of FaZe, like we mentioned before. Now it's just these two bunker players just not really having a plan of action. However, Parsifal will go down to the Type 89 of Fancy. That's the Habana player there. As he's pushing in and he gets taken down, FaZe, he's got even more kills. You can't play against that at this point.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah, Milo's just gonna keep firing shots into the night, and still won't find anything. Those counters are really gonna start getting to work. Obviously, as the clock ticks down, they're gonna gain even more value. Does he have a couple more? Who knows? No, that's gonna be his last one. But either way, the chances that Miner will indeed clutch a cell aren't particularly high, considering, you know, Plague are really holding the positions. Sure, they're peeking, and maybe Miner might get one, but he's already so deep into this attack that I don't think there's much hope for him.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be another. There it is. It's going to be a fourth round for the Hungarian side on their defense, and well, you know, Legion, they've won the tertiary site of Plague before. If they can do it again, that would at least give them a 4-2. That will make them at least be able to push overtime, maybe, assuming that we have overtime in this league, because every league is different. And we're going to see a Tachanka and Smoke duo, which is very, very interesting. I don't know if we saw that in the last defense of the site, but I don't think we did, which shows Plague, they are making these adaptations within the game, which is really, really good to see, and it shows just how adept this team is at Oregon. They're going to have multiple strats. They're doing just various different strategies for the same site, various different setups. Parsifal has the Chumika launches, which you can use as plant denial or area denial. Again, the same thing, Changa on the smoke, you can use that as plant denial and area denial. You also have Lex with the C4. It's just so versatile what you can do to just deny Legion any area of the map right now. And even you have Kane with those castle barricades as well. That is again going to be another barrier to entry for Legion that they have to try and get through. They do have the explosive utility to deal with it, however. You have Miller on the Havana with those X-Kairos pellets. You have the breaching rounds of Ash. You have... Never mind, I was going to say you have the hard breach shot of Miner, but he's got a Claymore on 0. Okay, well, that's certainly an interesting choice. Maybe they're worried about these flanks, but again, you have a Nomad and a Jackal, so...
Yeah.
Do you know what? We'll
question
roll with it.
Claymore
on Miner, go for it. Pop off, buddy, pop off. Atasuru, however, does not need an invitation. He's just going to take down Lex. Again, it's just... Okay, Fancy's just on the site right now. Changa goes down, and that's going to be...
Oh, wow.
the air denial gone. Fancy with another. Kane goes down. I've absolutely no idea what's happening. He's looking for a third. Is he going to get a bit cheeky with it? Is he going to peek? He is going to peek.
Oh, yes, and he gets it!
FaZe as well. What? Okay, Parsifal at least takes him down, and Parsifal with another. He's going to have to ace clutch this. He was 1 versus 5. He's able to take down 2, and at least it's not a flawless round. But get this too, but we've now had a minute gone from the round. It's...
Only a minute. Only a minute. Unbelievable. I mean, Fancy just taking inspiration from his teammate, and there we go. Speaking of, that teammate just grabs the final kill, but yeah, flipping Fancy. Fancy just taking inspiration from his teammate and absolutely going off again with a triple, just as Atsuru did those 2 rounds. I'm just so taken aback by that, but I didn't even have time to break down the rest. I just forgot all about it.
Well, that was good from Legion. They found a vulnerability in the fact that no one is watching this white stairs area. We can just push in, and they did. And they said no one is watching the security area. We can just push in, and they did. And they thought, hey, we can get angles of everywhere on the site because they've set it up this way, and we can use them to our advantage. And they did. So, yeah, very good drone work, very good intel gathering, and also Fancy with the balls of steel to just go for that play was, absolutely insane. So, props to the guy. He hasn't been doing the greatest in this game so far, especially considering he played Ash for most of it.
Yeah.
But, redemption and credit where credit's due. That was an incredible play. Well, Kuba died, so Kids Dorms again being the primary site for these defending
Yes,
teams.
hello. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
This time, Legion is...
Sorry, do go on.
Is it? This is very, very quick. I think there's already a player on blue. On white even. Which is in... Maybe it could just be Outlines playing tricks on me. Oh no, sorry, FaZe is actually on the games of health. That's fine. Okay, Chanka though, he's already got that breach open. There's barely any breach denial from these teams because every single time that game's wall has been opened so early, and Fancy is having to try and deal with this attic push as well from Plague. So again, it just looks like the defenders, they're just getting pressured from everywhere really, really early, but so far the defenders have been able to stick it out, but how long will this streak last? Because I can guarantee it will probably not last forever, and if it does, then I was going to say that I'll eat my hat or whatever, but I don't fancy eating a hat, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, so I'm not going to. Well, the first kill comes in, FaZe takes down Fancy, takes down Astasiru as well, just on that rappel. Hello, he's found 10 kills inside of the game already. That's going to put him in double digits. Miller able to take down Parsifal, so not having the most number of frags, but definitely having an impact. Lex takes down Peace as well, and the diffuser is going down. Smoke grenades not smoke grenades, so the Toxic Babe canister is not quite able to take it down, and now it's only Miller who's able to get one at least, but I don't think he's going to be able to get many more, and he won't. That's Chanka with the swing. That's going to be Plague picking up their 5th round and their 3rd round on this site specifically.
Yeah, you could tell Miller was really intent on getting that kill on the sledge there, but that kind of trapped him. So it was kind of easy pickings there for the side of Plague. But yeah, not a very good start to the defense. You typically want to, especially on a 4-2 deficit, not even a 3-3 split. You definitely want to be winning those defending rounds the first time you go on them. So yeah, a bit unlucky, but I think considering it's the first round on their defense, I think there's still room for improvement, and I don't doubt that they might get a few wins under the get a few round wins under the belts.
Okay. Our observer has had a game crashed. Has had a game crash. The round, I believe, will still be played out because the observer themselves is not actually hosting the game on the server. But yeah, let's just break down what we have seen for our lovely viewers, Mr. Kuba. Yeah, Plague. The Hungarian side, they're off to a good start at least. 5-2 up, I believe.
5-2 up. Yeah, because it's a 4-2 going into the halves, and they just won for 5-2. Yeah, man,
really good.
Yeah, definitely.
And Legion, we're seeing flashes of brilliance as well. It's not like they're playing terribly; they are playing well. It's just little things, and the fundamentals are just sort of being forgotten a little bit, I feel like. But when the fundamentals are executed well, we've seen how great they can do. what was it? It was nearly a flawless round, I think, in that 6th round, or maybe it even was a flawless round, because they found a vulnerability in their drones, and they just had the balls to just push it, and it worked wonders for them. So I don't know how they can fix this, if you could call it that, because it's not really mean fixing. But yeah, it's just those little details that are just being forgotten along the way, and that's what's really costing them rounds.
Yeah, not only that, but just like the fact that they're really depending on individual plays. I mean, just take into account the 2 rounds that they actually won. One's off of the back of Atasuru with the triple kill, and one's off the back of Fancy with the triple kill. So yeah, definitely
with a double kill.
Wait, sorry, say that again.
And then sorry, my brain's just gone. And then also in that 6th round, it was Atasuru with a double as well. So
yeah, and then Atasuru with the double, yeah. So you also, not only that, you can kind of see it in the rounds that they won and in the rounds that they lost. You can kind of see them from time to time. Oh, that was a bit loud. Yeah, but you can kind of see them from time to time, sort of isolating players here and there, try and make a play, but then ultimately they just get shut down because they have their flank keep on point.
Yeah. Kuba, so do you want to know what's kind of happening in this round right now? Would you care to explain to our lovely viewers what is happening? Because I see 45 seconds and I see 1 versus 1. I want to know. I want to know what's going on.
Well, Atasuru is playing on the smoke, and Parsifal is playing the Maverick. But most importantly, it is Atasuru, the main man himself. So, like I was saying, individual plays, they're trying to rely on them.
Yeah, we have absolutely no idea what angles are opened up as well, because we just can't really see it. But there's Atasuru. He's got the clutch. I have no idea how impressive that was. We have absolutely zero context for that. But there we go. 3rd round for Legion. So that's at least something. It prevents a map point from Plague as well. So now Legion, they're going to go to the basement site, it looks like, instead of that top floor, which obviously they did it twice. And they can't go there again because they just won it. So a better round, maybe, for Legion? I mean, they won it, so it must have been at least partially better. If not only for individual plays, but yeah.
Also, can I just say how disappointing it is that they didn't come up with charms for this season's R6 share packages? I just want to throw that out there. I mean, like, you gave us the background cards, like, you might as well give us the charm. But anyway, side round over. Yeah, but then why don't the tier 1 teams also get charms?
Because they have the operator cards.
But I think they should get both, though. Okay, to be fair, fine. Okay, fine. They do have. You can still buy the earlier charms from earlier phases, so I'll give them that.
Kind of stinky as well, though. Like, I feel like people don't pay as much attention to a charm as you would probably expect.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, but.
I mean, I certainly don't. I look at weapon skins, and I look at operator cards, and I look at.
Yeah, but like, sometimes when.
Look at Fancy getting the spawn peak in 2 phases.
We look at Fancy getting a spawn peak.
I don't know what to say. That was okay.
Yeah.
Well, Fantasy, he's still sort of going strong, I guess, after that round 6. Adrenaline hasn't left him too much, but now his life has left him inside of this round. That's Parsifal getting the refrag.
I do want to make a point here. You see, okay, fine. They don't have necessarily roamers, so maybe Fancy was just simply playing a roamer role. I was gonna make a point that they might be trying to sort of make him create some kind of play, like a double kill, but considering that they don't necessarily have any like hard roamers per se, I guess it kind of makes sense to put Fancy up there. But then again,
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's 4 versus 4. I'd say Favor still sort of leans into Legion if you're not looking at it from a gun skill perspective. But Yeah, although even if you do look at it like that, the main player so far for Plague, FaZe, he's been taken off the board, but that doesn't stop Kane from taking down Miller. However, Atasuru is still alive for Legion, so you would, in that aspect, still sort of put the favour onto them. We've seen him in a 1vX situation before. It was only a 1v1, granted, but we don't know how that started. Either way, Kane, he's pushing down into Highway now, and actually just sort of holding off in Pillar. Very, very defensive positions right now from Legion, and that hasn't really gained them anything, although Atasuru, he gets aggressive and takes down Parsifal on that backside. However, Miner, he's now just swinging every which way, and Atasuru is taken down, but there's a team kill. Lex takes down Changa, and now Miner's in the 1 versus 2. I'm going to try and do something, but it's not going to happen. Plague, they go up to match point. That's 6-3 on the board right now. The Hungarian side, they're looking to try and take this swift and easy. It's going to see a timeout. I believe that's a technical issue.
Yeah, probably a bit of a coincidence, the fact that, it was a team kill on Changa, and then Changa is the one who left. I'm not implying anything, it's just, it's convenient for them, because at least they don't lose yet another player. But yeah, just to kind of backtrack there, I think the Legion's fault there was kind of not picking the Roma, because I think, sure, you do have fancy getting that kill with the Legion.
Yeah, there's no refrag value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
That was their main fault. Is you just had Fancy just up there. If he gets a kill, he gets a kill. If he dies, then he dies. And that was just sort of the perspective that Plague had in that, and not Plague, that Legion had in that round, excuse me. I don't think that's the right perspective to have, per se. Obviously, you can't really have right and wrong, but if you did, that would definitely be on the wrong category, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, we do kind of have a peek here at what the lineup will look like for potentially the final round. You got Flores, Yana, and Sledge. Parsifal hasn't quite picked his operator yet. But it's kind of an interesting so laundry supply room. Yet again. You have Atsuru playing the Valkyrie, which I find pretty interesting. Considering her nerf, I think a lot of players still find her extremely, extremely valuable and extremely useful, just because of the fact that she can provide intel. And the fact that her cameras are so small, and of course, you've got all these different crazy Macy J, Coconut Bra sort of spots that you can hide them in. She still holds... Oh, never mind. She's just going to get completely switched off for mute. Fair enough. I mean, they are playing laundries. Never mind. Atasuru just keeps on switching. All right. I was gonna say fair enough. Sure, you can have the mute and the Kaid, because Kaid, say you just put Kaid to both of the Kaid claws on the hatches, right, and then let the mute take care of the wars. But I guess a Jaeger will play there instead. And I mean, what's his name? FaZe managed to do some stuff in laundry, so maybe Atsuru will as well. I mean, we've seen his fragging capability, so why not?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to know what Legion are going to do different. Obviously, the operator lineup is looking very different. I don't think Akai is the best pick for this basement site.
Why do you say that? Because I'd have to disagree, but do go on.
I say that because if you have, obviously, Kaid, it's the main use is hatches, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can get the meeting hatch, you can get the security hatch.
Yeah.
However, on your attackers, you have operators such as Twitch, you have operators such as Flores. You can't... What can you do? Again, chuck a Twitch drone in, zap, he's gone. I think you're better off, and especially as, look, they don't even have a mute or a mozzie, so those drones are going to have to be actively held by a player. Which again is diverting attention from stuff like the players that are pushing in blue, the players that are pushing down the main stairs.
Well, yeah, that's if that's coordinated properly. Say, okay, their main focus is to try and get rid of the Electro Claws. That will be the focus of whoever's playing that sort of wall denial. If that makes for lack of a better term.
Yeah, no,
And
I get you, obviously.
then the defense can just take out that drone immediately. But that is a good point. But only if that coordination is tip top and if you can trust your teammates.
Yeah, I think you're better off with another like utility denial operator or intel denial operator, like a mute, like a Wamai, something like that. And that's just my opinion, because you have error denial and plant denial in terms of the smoke and the Goyo. You have utility denial in terms of the Aruni and the Jaeger. So maybe, yeah, chuck either Wamai, just really double down on that utility, or bring a mute, bring a Mozzie, get in the way of their intel, because then you can play a bit more monkey, so to speak, and that could let you sort of not cheese the rounds, but at least get away with rounds that you probably shouldn't get away with.
Oh boy, fancy.
Well,
Again, not a Roma role, and yet insists on just wandering outside the site and trying to make, again, these individual plays. Now, I'm not saying that you can't attempt to make a play or you can't attempt to try and get a couple of multi-kills, because that's entirely legal, but Atsuru actually manages to get a frag there, kind of interrupting my point. But I'm just kind of saying that you have to pick those moments, and you have to strategically pick out those moments. And if you doubt yourself, then that's basically what's going to happen. You are going to die, and obviously you have to be sure at least above 75%.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to agree with you. And you see that Flores just comes in, takes out essentially the entire bunker hole in one fell swoop. A mute there would have entirely shut that down. You at least have to try and get a nade in or something to try and clear that. But no, it's essentially just given up for free, and they haven't even reinforced it up. This is just a free entryway for Legion to get, for Plague even to get into the site, and I think it's a massive misplay from Legion. They haven't even reinforced it, and that's Peace going down. Parsifal again doing the work for Plague. He's taken them out from the hatch and takes down Miller, and where is he? He's inside a pillar. That rhymed. Getting this down. Miner is at least able to finally take down the terror of Parsifal, but again, they're still playing from a man disadvantage, and look at this HP. Maybe even a Thunderbird could have been helpful to get this HP up, because we're seeing them kind of get wrecked on their gunfights a little bit. Miner not able to take down that kill. C4 comes out, again, not able to find anything. Atasuru is inside of the freezer as well. How much is actually happening, especially as Chango is aware of his position? What can you do? There's still a bulletproof camera in his pocket. I've only just noticed. This is ridiculous. Well, Miner, he's got to try and save it now. 1 versus 3. Takes one down, but not able to do the rest. Kane takes it. And there we go. 7-3. Clinical, I think you could say, from Plague. There were a couple rounds where they sort of let it slip, but all in all, dominant win, and it didn't seem like they were challenged that much.
If you are not going to use a piece of utility, do not pick that piece of utility. I don't care. I do not care if you did not have time or if you are on the roam. Even the prep has to go so far that you know exactly how